Jam.
So I'll go ahead and start just with intentions and distractions. How I'm feeling very behind on things recently. So yeah, probably for the rest of this week, I probably won't take on anything too new until I kind of go through my personal backlog. So I just want to apologize to you guys if I am keeping you from moving forward on anything. Please don't hesitate to poke me. Maybe I forgot, but I'm working through my to-do list slowly and hopefully can get caught up at least by the end of this week. But that's kind of how I'm feeling. I guess just trying to shove everything I can into the time that I'm here and visit all the people I've just been taking on too much, I guess. And so yeah, I'm gonna work on clearing my backlog. Intentions for the call is to check in on things, sync up, see where we are on some of the events coming up, make sure that we have everything in place, support wise, community support wise. And distractions are just that I have a flight later today, so making sure that yeah, it's just on my mind of things that I have to make sure are ready before I head to the airport. And, and I will pass it to Nicola.
Thanks, Ashley. Wow, you're doing great. You got this. Thanks. I'm feeling kind of nervous because I'm starting to feel my trip coming up, and there are some details I still need to be working on to make my trip as smooth as possible. So that is a little bit of a distraction, but the other than that, I'm good. I'm great. Excited for next Meet the Makers, coordinating with the speakers, and enjoying, facilitating or mediating the first gravity cases. And yeah, that feels really cool. And yep, that's about it. I want to sync up and catch up with you guys also to know what's going on this week. Um, I'm gonna pass it on to Almond.
Hey, Nicola, thank you. I'm happy to be here, and I'm feeling good. I didn't have a good sleep tonight, so I'm feeling a little bit tired, but all good. And my intentions for the call would be to share really quick two items that I added to the agenda. One is Giveth Essentials sessions that we started today, and the other one is the Twitter Spaces that we are intent to start next week. And I don't have any distractions, so I will pass it to Clara.
Hey everyone, thanks Almond. I'm not distracted today, and my intention for the call is to give you an update. It's kind of a non-update really on the Discord guidance and the other things I've been working on. And I'll pass it to, I missed the beginning of the call, Ahmad.
Yeah, sure, I can take it. Thanks, Claire.
Thanks.
It's nice to be here, everyone. Yeah, so my intentions are just to go through a few things that I brought up last week. There's some updates that I have on the categories for the website, and there's a few more things that I need support on. In terms of distractions, I feel a bit fluish, and I'm a little tired. But yeah, I'm powering through though. Let me pass it on to Franco.
Hey everyone, thank you, Ahmad. I'm feeling good today. It's been a good day, and intentions for the call just to sync up, see what's going on, and no distractions at all right now. I'll pass it to you, Kai.
Hi. I never come to should. Hi guys. I was just clicking on the icon because of people here. The new praise bot is ready. Go there and activate your account and give praise. And yeah, just like an observer, so don't mind. And give it to you almost everyone know, could be still mistake.
Thanks, Kai. You cut up a little bit, but I think I caught most of it. How about Kotabe?
Hey, thanks. I'm feeling good. I'm also a bit sleepy, maybe because I couldn't sleep that well. But my intentions for this call are just to sync up. And I don't, well, I might be a bit distracted working a bit on the background. And I'll pass it to Jake.
Thanks, Kotabe. I'm feeling great. I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit about the category pages. That's a very exciting topic for me. Also, the next GPS, if Kotabe's got that, also important to me. Zero distractions. So I will pass the mic over to Katya.
Thanks, Jake. Hey guys. So I'm feeling also a little bit tired just from kind of choppy sleep. But other than that, good. And my intention for the call is just to bring up something that I brought up on the last call, but I don't think we had time, was just about presenting Giveth and, kind of like guidelines or feedback on that, because I would like to see if there's a possibility to push forward with a crypto philanthropy 101, and also just to see kind of what's going on with the team and where I can plug in, add value, and help. And I will pass it to let's see who hasn't gone. I'm gonna go with Jess.
No problem. I think we just have Big and Mott left. That's the last one.
Sure, everyone. I'm just here to catch up and see what everyone are up to, and no distractions.
All right, great. Sorry. It's hard for me to type sometimes and talk. Okay. So, well, at least I'm not the only one feeling a bit tired. I'm glad that we're all slightly on the same page, and I think we can still get through the agenda. There's not too much, just a lot of like just touching in on things for updates and stuff. I did Almond move your topics a little bit up towards the top because I felt like we could give them some priority. Yeah, so let's just go ahead and jump in. And the first one is the category pages. So maybe Ahmad, you want to give us some updates? It looks like there's some new issues being made and then being implemented.
Yeah, so I had a call with Monique last week, and we made some movement on this. So the first thing is we need to map the old categories to the new categories. So basically, look at all of the old project categories and figure out how do they map onto the new ones that we want to have. So that's the first part of it, and I linked that issue here. The second part of it is they also want to have like a small paragraph on top of each of the top level categories. So this will be like one or two sentences that just explain what the category is about. And yeah, I also linked that as well. So they just posted this like an hour ago. So I'm going to follow up on both of these. And if anyone wants to help, just let me know.
Okay, cool. That's nice to know that it's moving forward. That's cool that it's being implemented. I guess just mostly the support needed is creating the descriptions then.
Yeah, I guess for the first one, it should be straightforward, but I guess if I am like in doubt about how a category should be mapped, I can ask everyone here, but I think it should be straightforward. But yeah, like for the second one, especially, yeah, like the descriptions. The thing is though, we do want to include certain phrases to help us rank on Google for them. So for example, I want to try to include some of the phrases that we identified before, like crypto donations, zero fees, and like a few others. So I'll probably have a similar boilerplate, and I'll just change maybe one sentence in each of them. But also, I mean, but all of them will probably mention, you know, how they can donate to these projects using crypto with zero fees. Yeah, and like basically what we talked about earlier. And then maybe there's one paragraph that then explains what the category is about. So if it's I don't know, something for yeah, like a food project, for example, it'll say donate to projects that are helping collect food. I mean, whatever it is, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so there'll be one sentence for the project and then one sentence which is like a boilerplate.
Okay, that makes sense. I think that we can get some support if there's anybody in this call that might have bandwidth to help support that. And I think we should also ask in the communications call later. I think maybe there might be some people who want to support there as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably make like a sheet and then I'll circulate that as well.
Okay, that sounds good. If nobody has anything else to say about it, or if there's questions, you can go ahead and ask.
Sorry, I'm joining late, so I apologize. But what topic were you just closing off? Was it the Giveth Essentials or the part above that?
The part above, so the category pages, there's an issue about that. They created some new categories, and now we're just working on mapping the old categories to the new ones. So that's like the issue number 723 here. And then we're just going to be creating like some short descriptions, 1 or 2 sentences, or maybe like a short paragraph describing each of the categories. So we just need some people to maybe write some short descriptions for each of these categories. And I was thinking if people in this call don't have a chance, maybe we also bring it up in the communications call and see if there's somebody there with bandwidth.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem. All right, Almond, did you want to talk about the Giveth Essentials?
Sure. So really quick, this conversation started, I believe last week when Lauren was mentioning there's a lot of people that's now speaking about Giveth, that's representing Giveth in Twitter spaces, in workshops, as we know as well. Tropical Mango is prepared this deck to present to in real life communities, talking a little bit about social impact, Web3, and Giveth. So as the team is growing and there's more and more people involved, we were thinking a way in which we could align and to just clarify some questions that the team members, not the Giveth community, first more like the Giveth team members, could just ask about the Give economy, the tokenomics, the new future launches, the staking. There's, as we all know, a lot of that regarding Giveth, and we were thinking that this is really hard to just spread the information on a one-on-one basis. So maybe it would be better if we can just make these weekly sessions or bi-weekly sessions covering some of the Giveth essentials to clarify questions, especially for the people that's talking or representing Giveth, and also to be aligned in the future launches and futures, etc. So we have today the first one regarding the Give economy. It was 1 hour, and I believe that there were a lot of things that we still need to deep more. So we weren't able to record the call because none of us knew how to do it. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up. A lot of the team members showed. It was at 8 a.m. of Mexico time. So I would love to hear your thoughts about this effort. If you believe that this is important, if you like this effort, and if you all do, I would love you to drop some of the topics that you would like to know more about. So maybe we can put together the next sessions and we can just like organize that.
Hey, Almond, quick question. I was on the call. I found it very useful. Where would we pull together the recommendations for things that would be useful to cover? Did you start something, or do we need to get something going for that?
I have not started anything, so I believe that maybe this can be a GitHub issue. Ashley, I would love to hear your thoughts. That where would be the best um, forum to post the topics that we would like to deep a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, we could keep it in a GitHub issue. The thing about GitHub issues, they're kind of designed for like tasks to be carried through to a finishing point. So, like idea collection, it might be better to start a Notion document and put all of our ideas in there, or put it here in our Notion, and then people can just add to it as they think of stuff. And as we create these resources, because I know you guys weren't able to record it today, and that's really sad. But we should really make sure to record the ones in the future, and that way everybody who comes after, we won't have to repeat ourselves so many times. There'd be so much work for the facilitator each time. So having like a Notion document with all the topics, and then once we talk about it and have a recording or a link to some resources, then we can put the links there, and it could serve as kind of like a repository for all of these collected ideas. Does that sound like a good plan?
Yeah, great, perfect. Just finishing this call, I would open the Notion page and share for everyone to drop the topics that you would like to know more, and we can start organizing the next ones.
Also,
Okay.
Ashley, none of us knew how to record the call because Mitch, or I can't remember who was saying it's not like Zoom where you just hit record. There's some sort of special software you need for Discord. So if you know how, or someone on the call knows how, maybe they could walk us through, because that's actually why we didn't record the call.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I think that just whoever sets it up should try to make sure that somebody is there that knows how to do it. I think that the hesitation so far has been that in order to stream, it needs to be set up in the YouTube account first. And giving people like full access to our YouTube has been something that we weren't sure we wanted to do. I don't know if there's a way I can look in and see if there's like a layers of permissions, but yeah, it was something that we talked about before. I know like Ahmad can stream calls, but like even he doesn't have access to set it up in the YouTube beforehand. So let me see if I can look up like a tiered entrance. The other thing is I know we have some people that are able to, so I think it's really just about like reaching out before the event and finding somebody. Like Jess can come in and stream, or I could come in and stream. Mohammed also knows. So maybe even just having like a list of people who know how that to set it up in the YouTube, and then anybody can stream. So you download OBS, it's a software. We could show you how to set it up, and you can just press start streaming on the software, and it has a streaming key to go to the YouTube. The thing is that is like the episode with all the information, everything needs to be set up beforehand in the YouTube before you push the button. So let me think about that and see how we can start empowering more people to record calls. I know we have a few people that are able to, but see
Sorry,
if that's an
Ash,
option. Yeah.
just because of what happened today with the recording, because Katya asked if anybody was recording, I reached out to Septi, and we're gonna have like a little course later today. So if you're interested, Katya, you can join, and he's gonna like show me how to like do the recording, the recordings of the calls and that. So
Is there somebody that can
anyone-
record him showing you how to do it?
Septi, yeah, Septi is gonna show me how.
Yeah.
But you
Do you
can
think that you can
record.
record the session so that other people can watch it?
Yeah, of course, yeah. The idea is to learn so I can record, like start recording whenever it's necessary.
Okay, that would be great. Yeah, because Zepti's good at it. He knows all the settings of how to set it up. So that's a great person to ask. And if we could get a recording of him doing it, that would be great. And then I'll look into the YouTube part of it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Well, before you finish the notes, I just want to say this is a really great idea, and I really appreciate um, this opportunity to, keep educating myself. I think even before knowing or figuring out the YouTube part, how to stream live, maybe if we just know how to record it and then so it can be later posted on a YouTube, this could be a solution for now for the calls that doesn't need to be streamed live, like, like this
Yeah,
one,
that's
I
a great
can imagine.
that's a great point. Like you can record it locally onto your machine and it can always be uploaded later. So
Yeah.
as long as we can teach people how to use OBS, then I think we can at least do it that way for now. Thank you, Nicola. That's a good idea. Okay, and then Twitter Spaces. Did you want to talk about? Do you feel complete on this, Almond? Do you think there's any questions that you have about this that didn't get answered, or things that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think it's great. Thank you so much for your feedback and Nicola for chiming in. I would only say that maybe these kind of questions that we all have regarding these recording features, or I know that the other day Corey was asking because she's not sure how to schedule meetings. Maybe we can add that actually to these Giveth Essentials, just like pulling in everything regarding Giveth that the team is not aware or not sure about. So I don't know, Franco, I know that you're going to have this conversation with Septi, but I believe that that can be also added to this Giveth Essential for the team. Just like as Ashley was saying, to make sure that more people is aware and can record or can schedule, and we're on the same page. So that was it. I think everything's covered.
Okay, cool. Great. Yeah, I think it's a great idea to have these types of resources, and it's really not that hard to just make a small little recording of yourself doing it, or have a session that we record and have just this pool of resources for people to use. And that way it's not like one person is answering the same question 5 times.
Exactly. Just a more scalable way for all of us and for the new people that's going to start coming to Giveth. And regarding the Twitter Spaces, so this is again a way in which we can create more tools for Giveth to amplify our efforts, our work. I know that there's a lot of launches coming. We have the Give Power, we have the upgrades in the price system, as Kay was saying earlier. So in a way for us to strengthen our communications and to grow our community, I put together a proposal to have Twitter Spaces weekly. Lauren was suggesting maybe that would be better to have it every 2 weeks at first to see if we have the capacity. So that's the proposal with the rationale, some examples of remarkable Twitter Spaces and also of produced products regarding Web3. If you want to check it out, if you go a little bit down, Ashley, you can check out the 2 names that I propose. One is called the Give Talks, with basically in these conversations we're going to cover everything regarding Giveth, meaning the launches, the economy, the governance, the updates. So I put a little bit of a description of what the Give Talks are going to be about. I suggest some hosts. This is only a suggestion, of course. If you believe that you want to host, of course, put yourself in. And also I added another concept for Twitter Spaces called Meet the Makers. I know that Meet the Makers is the session that we're going to amplify the verified projects at Giveth, but I was thinking that just like to align the communications and the efforts and to amplify this effort as well, we could have a Twitter space called Meet the Makers, in which not we're going to be able to feature new projects, but also another projects as well, because other projects or friends of the DAO are makers too. So maybe we can just strengthen the Meet the Makers concept and put it a little bit more out there, featuring, again, not only makers, but other projects, protocols, and other makers that we can use to strengthen the Giveth partnerships in Twitter. So please check out the proposal, put your comments there, and yeah, that's basically it.
Cool. I think that sounds like a great idea. I think it's good to use the Meet the Makers wording as much as we can. And it doesn't matter whether it's an event that we have on Discord or the topic of a Twitter space. I think that in both places it's relevant. As long as we're clear, about which platform the event is happening on whenever we're doing the communications plan, I think that, yeah, it's totally fine. But that's a great idea. I'll go in and leave some feedback on your proposal. Is there anything else that we can do to support you now, or should we just keep updated as it goes?
No, it's great. As you mentioned, just like if people can just chime in with the proposal and leave your feedback, that's great. Thank you.
Cool. And speaking of Meet the Makers, maybe we should check in on the status of our one that's planned for the 5th. Did you, Nicola or Alma, do you want to give us an update?
Yeah, totally. We just finalized today. We had a last speaker missing. So from 5 guests, we reduced number to 4 just to make sure that everybody gets enough space. And we have already four projects confirmed. Well, each is from a different area of education. So I like that it's going to be diverse. Now I'm coordinating with them, making sure that preparing their presentation, getting their short bios. I checked in today with Almond, and yeah, we'll make sure to start sending communications out, shill the event, etc. So basically, we have the guests now. We need to get as many, guests, participating people, guests. Basically, just the event tribe. We need to get people in. So if you have around people, that are donors, they're interested in education in this topic, invite them, share the word, spread the word. Yeah.
I just want to say that this week I've been so impressed by the progress being made on this. You guys are doing a great job. I know that when you're planning something like this, the time goes so fast, and before you know it, everything's kind of like, woo. So yeah, I've been seeing the pace and you guys keeping up on it, and I think it looks so great.
Yeah, I love it too.
Yay.
I'm excited. So yeah, it will take a place next Wednesday instead of our AMA. Just heads up, guys, if you're not aware, and it's exciting. Let's meet next Wednesday and meet the makers and have some fun. Yeah. And I would
Okay, and then
just to additionally comment, I love the idea, Almond, and I'm going to also feedback and read your proposal. Yeah.
Thank you.
Tropical Mango, I just wanted to check in because in your check-in you mentioned wanting to give like an update or talk about the crypto philanthropy 101 a little bit, and I actually had removed that from the agenda because I thought that the last time we spoke you were like, I think it's good, it's ready to go, so I figured that was closed out. So I just wanted to check in with you. Is there something that needs our attention with that topic?
Yeah, the deck is good. And then I think Almond kind of covered it with Giveth Essentials. I think that could be an agenda item on the Giveth Essentials, like how to present Giveth. Maybe we could come up with a list of FAQs because I had, kind of like some tough questions thrown my way from a crypto meetup group owner, and I thought they were really valid, good questions. And I would love to have, okay, what's like our official stance on when someone asks this kind of question? Because, yeah, like it's been chatted about in the channel, lots of people representing Giveth with pitch decks, speaking to people. So maybe we could just have a dedicated dedicated session for that, but it could fall under the Giveth Essentials umbrella, like how to position Giveth, how to present Giveth, how to like FAQ bank for Giveth. I think that would be really like an internal one maybe, or I don't know, maybe we make it doesn't matter, make it public, but all these things are kind of coming up because there's new initiatives and new projects. So I think it would be really handy for well all the relative kind of newbies on the call. I think it would help us a lot. That'd be really useful.
Okay, cool. We'll make sure to add that to the Notion document whenever we get it started. And Almond, if you could put a link to the Notion document once you make it here in the agenda, that would be awesome.
Sure, thank you. I will do it. Yep.
All right, next up, I want to check in on the project testimonial. We are talking about having some recorded videos. There's the issue right here. Issue 868. Just different projects that maybe we could interview, it seems like. So this is kind of aligned with the interviews that are happening. We've got some happening in Spanish. And we've got now Pauline has created a forum post or a proposal to do some interviews in English. So I put the links to each forum proposal here, and the one in Spanish has already gone up to the DAO for approval in the Gardens. So if you want to support it, you can go ahead and support it there in the Gardens to pass it. So the idea is to make some more interviews, and I'm thinking that with these topics coming out, we can kind of maybe use some of this information towards the project testimonials, or maybe suggest that these two ask some questions that are more directed at the success of some of the projects, instead of just telling their story, maybe also ask them about their experience on Giveth. But it seems like these issues and these interviews and the testimonials are kind of going hand in hand. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think it's all aligned, and also about the Meet the Makers, I added to the after communications plan to reach out all the Meet the Makers participants that are going to join in next week and ask them to record a video about them. So I think that, as you mentioned, we have Miguel's proposal now, Publine and the Meet the Makers that can be aligned to the same effort. And the only thing that would be missing is to open the issues for us to make sure that the comms team just post all of these materials out to be like the full circle prepared.
I still haven't read both proposals. I have it on my to-do list. I was listening to my own interview with Miguel yesterday, and I have some feedback. One thing that I really like about Popline is that she's thinking about what is our intention with these interviews, right? What kind of like what do we want to trigger with these interviews? Do we want more donors to donate on Giveth? Do we want to get more awareness about what Giveth does? And I think this is really good. I will try to add some similar feedback to Miguel's interviews, like what will be the main intention with this for projects to get donors. I'm curious to know that for me to support it. I think it's really good to get the word out about what Giveth is doing and what Giveth projects are doing, and it's very important to focus on what's the goal of the communication of the radio interviews or the podcast. So I'll be reading both of these to make a more insightful comments or feedback.
Okay, cool. Thank you. yeah, I guess I kind of will rely probably on you and Almond and Franco to check out some of these episodes that Miguel does. I can listen to them and I understand most of the words, but the feel and the tone and like this type of stuff I don't necessarily pick up on so well. So if there's feedback like this, it's great to give that to Miguel because I can't always. I'm like, it sounds good. And yeah, I really enjoy. I was glad that Pauline brought that up in her proposal as well. I think maybe we should see some examples of her work, or maybe she just does one or two. I left this feedback in the forum post as well, but maybe I would like to see maybe just one or two to start out with before we commit to 12 whole episodes, just to see kind of like what the style is and if it's something that we want to fund. But I left that in the forum post. But go ahead and read these forum posts. Let them maybe know what you think. And you can check out Miguel's radio show. I'll find the link and post it in this agenda. I don't have it right offhand. If somebody has it right offhand, can you post the link in the agenda to Miguel's show? And we can take a look and like move forward with feedback. I think after each one, we can kind of like have a session where we review it, or every couple of ones, and provide feedback on how we can make them better. Maybe we can plan to use some of the audio clips for certain things, or collaborate on ways that we can utilize this content in all ways that are helpful.
Yeah, I was also gonna say, like, if there are good clips from this, like the most streamlined way to do that is just create an issue in GitHub, make sure it's getting assigned, and we create sound bites out of these. It's not something we need to like actively discuss. I think it's just as an FYI, if you're like listening into some of these interviews and there's good quotes or something, just wanted to add that
Yeah,
in.
I think more so what I mean is not necessarily discuss so much, but just give feedback to the coordinators of the podcast so that they can have in mind what the goal is of the podcast, so that they know kind of which direction to steer participants with which questions. If there's certain things that we want to catch audio clips of, whether like if it's a testimonial, we want to know their experience with Giveth or like their success or something, then Pauline or Miguel will know to ask those questions. But without the feedback, I don't think that they have much direction, right?
Yeah, I agree. And just maybe the biggest or quickest feedback is for me, I think that interviews are really successful when there are some things that are kind of like really expressed, and also when the interviewer is like repeating what the person just said in his own words, and especially focusing on the target audience. So if it's kind of like newbies trying to simplify and say, okay, so from what you just said, is this what it means? Am I getting it straight? I don't know. I think that really helps in interviews. But yeah, I'll be more specific on the issues.
Cool. All right. And then the GPS session, do we have movement on that, or we're still waiting for the next one, looking at the goals that people are stewarding? Have you had a chance to kind of review the last one and plan for a next one?
No, not yet. Right now, I kind of like started taking a lot of like small things, and then they are starting to grow. So Region Farms has been capturing a lot of my time with the Fox XDI farm and the standard one. So I hope I have the bandwidth to focus a bit more on these this week, and give a new an update on this next session, next communities call.
Okay, cool. And then Ahmad, you added this to the agenda, a video for off-ramping project funds.
Yeah, this is it has two parts. So the first part is there's a video that I'm helping record for the Project 101 course. And one section that I don't have access to is what it looks like on the project side when they receive funds. So yeah, like I just wanted someone here that has a project to record what it looks like when they get donations, and then how do they transfer that like out of their project. I mean, because I'm like not 100% sure what that looks like.
So the funds aren't ever like in their project. When somebody donates, those funds go directly to their wallet. So it would be just like you going up to your MetaMask and looking, and all of a sudden there's new funds.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think we should explicitly say that, yeah, like show them that if you go to your project, you'll see how much is raised over here. And then, just head to your wallet, and then you'll also see that same amount there. But it depends on the tokens that were donated. So like all of those small things, like the nuances about it.
Yeah, and the volatility and stuff, that it might be different amount. Yeah, I think there's
Also,
definitely something. Go ahead.
yeah. Also, I don't know. I haven't been on the recipient side yet, but I guess that if someone donates you a token that you don't have added on your MetaMask, you will not see it on
Yeah.
your MetaMask unless you see it first and give it, and then like look for it and the contract and so on and so forth.
Yeah. And you also receive an email, right? So every time your project receives a donation, you receive an email that your project received the donation. And I mean, I could help with this. I commented, Ahmad. Yeah, just to make sure. Yeah.
Thanks.
I
Yeah,
might be
I
able to
mean,
get somebody
honestly,
to
all
help
I
with
need
this.
is just. Oh, sorry, Claire.
I might be able to get somebody to help with this. My husband has our project wallet. He might even be able to do the recording for it. We could make a donation and between us, and he could record it on the other end. I just need to check with him to see if he's got the time at the moment.
Yeah, fair enough. And I mean, if you're busy, I mean, if either of you are busy, I mean, all I need is just like a video recording. I could do the voiceover later, but like just to show like what it looks like when your project receives funds, and maybe the email that you get and how it shows up in MetaMask, basically. So
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. I think he can do that.
Okay, thanks.
All right, cool. Yeah, I made a
I'll
comment that
update
Nicola and
on
Claire can.
the issue later on today.
All right,
Yeah,
perfect.
just
Thanks so much.
an issue. Cool. All right, moving forward, the Discord guide, you're working on this, Claire. Is it ready for me to review?
I am. It is almost. I think it will be by the end of today.
Okay. I'll review that this week and add any bot commands and stuff like that. We probably want to add things like the pray, and it'll be a something that's kind of like continually updated once we have this solid one, because we're making new channels all the time and different roles and stuff. So it's like every time we make a new channel or a new role, we've got to add it to the guide. So once we get a solid foundation, we can just create issues in the docs to make those adjustments as they come. So just let me know when it's ready to look. What?
There was a point earlier that I wanted to go over also on off-ramping. It was like slightly above. Yeah, so there was this doc that Claire made maybe like 5 months ago. And we started on this, and this is basically just listing based on the region people live in, what are some of the offboarding places that we recommend that they try out. So yeah, so I think at the time we didn't really have a use for it, and it kind of got lost. But I think now that we're doing the projects course and we're interacting more with projects, it might make sense for us to go back to this and add a few different exchanges, just so, I mean, if someone is completely new, they would know what are like the top places that we recommend that they look at. So like maybe like Binance or FTX or any of those, or like depending on where you live, if there's any specific ones based on your region. So like in South America, Europe, anywhere else.
Yeah, it does get tricky because sometimes it's per country instead of, you couldn't say all of South America because it might be different for Argentina than it is for Colombia, But I think that we can provide this as a resource and that we should be careful when we are recommending stuff for it to be taken as like financial advice or for us to have any sort of liability if something happens, or you know what I mean. Just be careful how we recommend people use this information.
There's also a Notion document that it sort of pads out a lot of this information and has per country and has information about different bridges. I've been thinking about this lately, and I wondered whether this could be information, or at least some of the information that's on that Notion document, whether it's something that could go on the Zodiac Wiki. I don't really understand fully what the Zodiac Wiki's for, but it might be that we could make it a bit more public and put it up there. Don't know what your thoughts are about that.
Zodiac Wiki?
Yeah, I've been working with Zodiac Wiki. What do you want to put on Zodiac Wiki?
So we did start to collect together some information. It was in a Notion document, but it was sort of wiki style that has different bits of information. Whatever people had, they could put it in this Notion document. There was regional information. There was information about different bridges. There was a bunch of stuff in there. I don't know if you can get access to it from here.
Okay. If you have it there, maybe I can take a look and see if it fits.
Yeah, maybe we should get together, Franco, and
Yeah.
discuss this. And if you think it's something that would be appropriate for the Zodiac,
Yeah,
perhaps
if
we
you
can
have the
start
link to the
curating.
Notion to the Notion thing that you're talking about, like, yeah, I'm happy to take a look at it and like we can discuss this and we can put it up in the Zodiac Wiki if it fits.
I fill it out for Mexico and also for
That's right.
some
I remember.
For some Latin American countries. I also said like we don't have specific information about this country, but maybe this one can help, and I sort of like hyperlink and reference the one from Mexico. And but I think it's a good point, the one that Ashley is raising, and like just be careful that it doesn't seems like financial advice. I think I kind of like I was careful with that, but maybe it's something also to I will check on it.
Okay, I put here the link to the Notion. I think I found it.
Wasn't it?
I think I found it. So there's a link to the Notion here. We'll let you guys align Nicola, Claire, and Franco. Maybe we consider adding this stuff to, what is it?
Zodiac.
What wiki? Zodiac.
Zodiac. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Sorry to skip that, Ahmad. Do we feel complete on this now?
Yeah, thanks. It's clear.
Yeah, no problem. And then let's check in on where we are with the NFT stuff. Franco, are you still working on this?
Still working on that. Yeah, sorry, I don't have any updates on this. I need to have a call with Alman probably, and then I haven't been able to do it yet. But Alman, maybe if you have time this week, we can do a call.
Yeah, sure. I know that last week was tough, but of course, before going to Colombia, we can jump into a call and figure this out.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, cool. And next up, we have our donor roadmap. Is there anything new on this, Jake?
No, it's still in GitHub. Like we were saying before, it goes well with GPS. So I moved it into the done issue or category. So it's almost a close. I think it's pretty good. There's been a couple comments on it. If people still want to add some comments, feel free. It'll just be a nice tool to couple along with GPS. So I think I'll keep it open as long as GPS is still working through. And then once that's finished up, then I'll close it out and kind of give it over to Kotabe or whoever is kind of managing the shared drive just to have it in there for a tool like those pitch decks. So that's kind of where it stands for now.
Okay. Community building tasks. This is still that spreadsheet. I think that most of our main ones are covered right now. These are always tasks that you could take on or even kind of sign up for. This is a document that was made a while back, just kind of like different tasks that we can do to build our community, being active in the Discord. There's kind of like a daily things, weekly, and then people who have somewhere. I think there's people put their names on. Oh yeah, who will be responsible. So we've got some people who have signed up for some of these. I think most of the like really imperative ones are taken on, but if you find yourself with some open bandwidth or you want to take on some of these tasks, put your name in here and we can kind of review this as we go. Maybe it's about time to take another good look at it and see. Okay, conflict resolution check-in. I hear there's some new gravity cases. How is that going, Nicola? And do you need support? Is there just one?
Actually, there have been two. It's awesome because it feels like we're kind of like evolving, more understanding also about like around onboarding, and yeah, it feels good. It feels progressive. I have a great support also from Juan Carlos, and yeah, I mean it's really exciting, and the issues are being peacefully managed and talked about, and it's really beautiful to see this happening. And so far, great results, and I believe that it will help to develop more solid processes for this kind of a thing. Yeah, because
Cool.
it wasn't issue as a conflict that would arise in some sort of a situation, but it was a part of escalated feedback. So we're basically now able to develop some processes around how to go about these feedback.
That's really nice. It gives us a chance to kind of see what Giveth's specific needs are. Before we didn't have any cases and now we do. So it's good. It's probably giving us a lot of information on how we can adapt gravity to work for what we need.
Yeah.
Well, let us know if you need any support with anything, but it seems like you've got it. You and Wonka have it under control.
Yeah. Thanks. And also, Freshell is on the hand and Heather too, in case. But yeah, so far, I just did consult with all the parts and make sure that the process I'm setting up makes sense to everyone, and we're going through it, and it seems going really nicely. Yeah, so that's a good thing. Thanks. No support needed for now.
Yeah. And Katabe, do you have any builders group updates? Or D-work?
Related to D-work, I want to improve the D-work experience, and I want to focus a little bit on development bounties. We have a token log that Monique put together where development will be prioritized, focused, like based on token gated voting. So I want to focus on that, but I haven't had the bandwidth to do it this week. So yeah, hopefully maybe next. Once that the Fox farm is running, and yeah, I think that's about it. Like Radical is really connecting like rather often, saying, "Hey guys, how are you doing?" So I definitely they're really interested on the cross pollination. So definitely want to start putting that on the radar of comms at some point. So yeah, that's where I'm standing. I don't know. Does anyone has some questions or ideas or interest on this radical partnership?
Yeah, regarding that radical is the refi event that's going to happen, or that's another one? Maybe I'm confusing.
Yeah, no, I think that's another one. Radical
Yeah, you're right.
basically, it's
Yeah,
it's
sorry.
an integration that will be able to be used on our platform to have recurring donations and as streams. So basically, they are like super fluid. They have streams, but they have like really interesting different things. They are kind of like optimizing for many wallets to one streams, not only from one wallet to others. So really interesting tech that can be integrated in many different ways on Giveth. But like initially, I think we want to start with recurring donations.
Yeah, I was confused then.
Yeah.
And Kotabe, I know you this more in the Give Economy call tomorrow, but I was speaking with Yaz today, and I know she and I have been working on a grant application for Radical as well on the fundraising side of the house. So I know there's more to dig into this in that Give Economy call, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I also want to know a little bit more about the grants, but I think that there is. I mean, we already are networking with them, so
yeah,
they know what we're doing.
Yeah, so if people want to join in, I know there's the Give Economy call tomorrow where Yaz and Kotabe and even myself are going to dig a little bit more into this partnership.
Cool. Well, we're getting close to the end, you guys. So this document is something that I created a while back based off of the one in the TEC, kind of to define our working group, kind of mission, vision, values. We have some mission, vision, values that's aligned with the communities, the general community circle, but this will be kind of defining it more to our specific working group. And a little bit similar to Jake's donor roadmap is that I think to finalize and finish out our GPS sessions before really putting this in concrete. So until then, just leave comments or suggestions, give feedback in the document if you want. And once we kind of complete the GPS sessions, then we can go in and finalize this a little bit more. These two forum posts here, Rainer sent me a message. He was busy again today and couldn't make it. So we're gonna have a call at the end of this week and maybe touch base on these, and hopefully next week we'll have some more movement there. And we're getting to the top of the hour, but we have our PSA section here. The CRM, Jake says he's kind of lonely over there, so if anybody wants to learn how to use it, I would love to. Actually, this is something I wanted to reach out to you about, Jake. Maybe we can set up like a little session or a call on how to use it, and this could be something that's added to the Giveth Essentials. We'll record it because I would like to learn more about it, and I think that would be a good resource for other people that also want to learn about it. So
Yeah, we can do that. I also did a quick kind of relevant to our discussions earlier in the call about doing a kind of video record. I did do a small tutorial that I posted in the Communitas a while back. I can pin that and send it back. Otherwise, I'm always free. And I know Corey's been an advocate of pushing some stuff and in the comms call as well to get into that HubSpot. So thanks for the PSA.
Okay, yeah, I'll check out that tutorial, and if I still have more questions or I think we should go deeper, then maybe I'll reach out, but that might be completely fine. And then last but not least, before that we're there, Share. Bigamot and I have a call this Friday to move forward on maybe creating some bounties and stuff for Share. If you have not filled out this form and you are a Communitas contributor and you want to participate in the Share and the onboarding and give feedback there, fill out this form. I think I've only gotten about 4 from people. So let me know if you want to participate. Yeah, and I'll have more information after Friday on how we're moving forward there. But thanks, you guys. Thanks so much for coming, and we'll see you in the comms call.
Thank you, Ash.
Thanks, Ash.
Bye.
Thank you, Ashley.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.